You know what's the best thing about all these so-called controversies in the gaming community? All you have to do is shut your phone off and they no longer exist. For quite a few years now, this has been the main struggle for me as a YouTuber as well. On one hand, I enjoy getting to share my opinions with you all on gaming news when it's something that I feel really matters to me. But on the other hand, the realization kicked in with me a while ago that too much of this news is simply fabricated. We live in a world revolving around social media, where people have incredibly low attention spans and where any one voice can be elevated to appear like it's representing a much larger group than it is in reality. Meanwhile, content creators are in a constant struggle to gain their audience's notice, so we love nothing more than to make use of this and lean into people's emotions as much as possible. I say we because I'd be lying if I said I didn't take part in it myself as well. After all, here I am, making a video about the Hogwarts Legacy boycott, a topic which is bound to catch plenty of eyes, but otherwise honestly wouldn't be something much on my own mind at all. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm still in the process of finding the ideal solution to this problem of my own. I could never go back to making content on a daily basis on this channel like I used to many years ago, but I also really don't want to go months without making videos anymore because no topic really seems to suffice. Alas, for now let's just skip my inner ramblings here and actually get to the point. With less than a month to go until the release of Hogwarts Legacy, there are increasingly larger calls for a boycott of the game. The main reason is because of J.K. Rowling, whose name is obviously attached to this product, being that she's the creator of Harry Potter's universe. In recent years, Rowling has openly expressed some of her views in the ongoing transgender debate, which, suffice to say, a large number of people severely seem to disagree with. Kotaku recently published an article highlighting a heated argument taking place in a Reddit thread, where Rowling's comments were repeatedly called transphobic and she was named a so-called TERF, trans-exclusionary radical feminist. The thread, published on a popular Reddit, was named "A friendly reminder from your mod team that this woman is a TERF and anyone who pledges to support her monetarily is also a transphobe." This same sentiment, not just about Rowling, but also ascribing her stance to anyone deciding to buy Hogwarts Legacy, is being repeated across social media in larger numbers with each day that Hogwarts Legacy's launch is getting closer to us. Now, without further getting into any of J.K. Rowling's opinions or my personal views on the discussion yet, let's first talk about the theoretical implications that a major boycott could have on Hogwarts Legacy as a product. While it's impossible to speculate about exact percentages, I definitely do expect a part of the game's sales revenue to go towards J.K. Rowling. Warner Bros. Games has basically been forced to make it clear she is not contributing in any way to the game nor its narrative, but that she still earns royalties from any product based on her world is pretty obvious to me. While J.K. Rowling herself may already be filthy rich, and I honestly doubt that these sales will prove to become a noteworthy addition to her net worth, I also do understand that she apparently contributes to particular charities, not exactly in line with the views of those who are choosing to boycott the game. In other words, I actually think it can be a pretty valid point to assume that some of the money you'd spend on Hogwarts Legacy may go towards causes that could perhaps directly oppose those that would have your own support. So all in all, perhaps you may be surprised to hear it come out of my mouth, but I really don't have a problem with people choosing to ignore Hogwarts Legacy for their own principled reasons. In fact, I honestly wish more people were this critical in their purchasing decisions, not just from a political perspective, but especially from the consumer side of things. Way too often nowadays do I hear people complaining about games taking a direction that they aren't fond of remakes that they feel are completely unnecessary, of characters written in a way where they no longer appeal to them at all. But when push comes to shove, out of sheer desperation not to miss out on the current new thing, their money goes towards these products anyway, be it at launch or during a sale as, I guess, a best case scenario. Far too few of us seem to understand that as the consumers, we are in control at the end of the day, and it's up to us to voice this unhappiness. We don't do that through meaningless criticism, yet cowardly shying away from taking any action. We vote with our wallet, and that is what brings across actual change. That being said, let's bring the discussion back to Hogwarts Legacy and what I do take issue with myself. That's obviously trying to guilt trip others, telling them they're transphobes merely for having different priorities and dictating that they can't possibly be buying the game merely for the desire of what it actually offers. Taking this approach is always gonna blow up in your face. I'll tell you this much, for me it only achieves the opposite effect. A little voice inside of my mind would almost make me feel inclined to support the product now, if it wasn't just to spite those who think they can assume things out of me and label me whatever they want. It's straight up toxic, and I'll be the last to give in to your pathetic threats no matter how many of you may try to coerce me. Who the hell do people honestly think they are, telling others what decisions to make? Now, as you know, I am in no way a blind apologist for Hogwarts Legacy as a product, and to be honest, as of now, I haven't even made my mind up whether I'm going to be getting it or not. I recently made a video analyzing the gameplay, and I think I expressed plenty of reservations that I still have regarding the story, voice acting, and how satisfying the combat may turn out to be. Then again, like many others, I grew up with the Harry Potter books and movies, and I can't say that the promise of roaming around a rendition of Hogwarts this vast, expansive, and full of detail isn't appealing enough in and of itself. All that I'm trying to say is that my decision to buy this game or not will depend and only depend on the quality of the game that is ultimately delivered. Unfortunately, everyone seems to be expected to fall in line with the same one-sided political narrative nowadays, but me personally, I simply refuse. Don't get me wrong, I've never had a problem expressing myself and taking conversations about games beyond their basic talking points. Honestly, as someone whose views admittedly lie mostly in the libertarian category, it's always been quite a lonely experience, refusing to go along with any quote-unquote side, and having that comfort of automatically knowing I'll be backed up by the vast majority of my viewers who fall in the same category. But what I personally value is to always try and remain critical, neither shying away from putting myself in the shoes of those I actually disagree with, nor staying true to my own beliefs at the end of the day. This is always what has been of most importance to me, and that will never change. Now, before I end this video, I felt inclined to save my last words for the situation around J.K. Rowling herself, because I wanted to speak out against the names that not only people, but even platforms like Kotaku are assigning to her. While I both understand and respect those that heavily disagree with her opinions, I believe that any labels placed onto people are nothing more than a simple-minded way to take any form of valid discussion away around the topics they speak up about, and to cast suspicion on anyone willing to go into a debate with an open mind. I can know because I've also been the victim of excessive labeling in the past, being called certain totally unjustified names only with the purpose of trying to silence me and anyone even remotely agreeing with me into submission. Now, I have absolutely no desire to take part in the same conversation that she has started, nor do I feel it's a topic I have much of an opinion about at all. In the end, not everything is something that I have to care about. For now, I think it's time I shut my phone off again and take a walk. Thanks all everybody for watching this video with my thoughts on the Hogwarts Legacy boycott situation. I really hope you enjoyed it. As you can tell, I'm still going back and forth here a little bit between if I want to approach these videos from more of a scripted approach like I always used to do, or if I want to go back to doing more on-camera type discussions. But let me know what you actually prefer yourself in the comments. I would really appreciate that. Of course, you could do me a favor by first of all hitting the like button on the video, but also of course make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as one thing I can promise you, and that is that I'm gonna try and actually deliver content on this channel again on a much more frequent basis. With that being said, I want to thank you all a lot for tuning in, and I hope to see you again next time.